The Robertson County Commission held their regular March meeting on March 16th. The juvenile courtroom meeting that lasted about 50 minutes. We began the evening with the invocation by Pastor Jeff Armstrong of the Long Hollow Baptist Church. The Commission had 3 rezoning resolutions, all 3 of which were approved without opposition. Under new resolutions, Commissioner Adcock, who is chairman of the Budget Committee, brought back to the full Commission a resolution which had been brought forth in February and defeated, and that was to add a person to the Finance Department whose responsibility would be for compliance with Internal Revenue requirements for the Affordable Care Act, and that generated most of the discussion this evening. But after a great deal of discussion, and after Jody Stewart, who is our finance director, was brought before the county commission, as well as Mr. Wes Dozier, who is the compliance officer for 5 Points, whom the county contracts with, the commission approved by a vote of 16-5 to make the budget amendment for the remainder of this fiscal year ending June 30th, that person be added to the finance office to make sure that Robertson County keeps compliant with the tenets of the Affordable Care Act. Then Commissioner Carol Duggar of the Delinquent Tax Committee brought forth a resolution which had already been considered by the city of Springfield, and that was basically to sell for an amount less than back taxes a parcel of property where there is no building standing on it now. It's always the objective of Robertson County to get these parcels back on the tax roll as soon as we possibly can so they can begin to pay taxes, and so the commission approved that resolution. Under new business, there were 2 resolutions in regards to budget amendments. Both of them came from the maintenance department. One was an amendment for about $2,200 to put back in the pay which had been taken out in last year's budget, so that the employees would be paid a $100 per week fee if they are on call, because they're subject to be called out any time of the day or night, as well as weekends, and we knew that we needed to put that back in, so that was included, as well as $9,458 for employees to come in and help the train company as they are going through and doing an assessment and in many cases a new installation of much of our equipment, especially HVAC equipment. So both of those resolutions were approved. We did a proclamation recognizing the very good work of our friends over at the UT Extension Office. March is a UT Extension month in Tennessee, and it now is in Robertson County by proclamation. So we're very grateful to join in with that. Also today I had the privilege of observing, along with mayors throughout the United States, the beginning of Mayors for Meals, or Meals on Wheels Week. And this is such a great program because not only are seniors who oftentimes are shut in and unable to drive themselves to acquire food the recipients of a warm meal, they also are the recipients of a warm visit, which is every bit as important. So the Meals on Wheels program does a lot of good in our county as well as all counties. We currently have 37 people that are on a waiting list that are not receiving food simply because there is not either a driver or food supplies that can be expanded to be allocated to those people, because this food has to be purchased. And that's one of the reasons that Applebee's will be doing a pancake breakfast to benefit Meals on Wheels. That's coming up on Saturday, March 28th, that is, from 7 to 9 for only $5. There's a breakfast of pancakes and sausage and milk and coffee and juice, and that's, first of all, it's a great deal, but most importantly, it benefits Meals on Wheels. So we hope that you'll come out to Applebee's on the 28th of March and support Meals on Wheels, and they also will accept any cash donations that you might have for their program. Also mentioned to the commission that if you'll remember back in the last spate of cold weather and snow, we had to cancel one of the work sessions that we had scheduled on that Thursday night when there was about 6 inches of snow in Robertson County, in some cases much more than that. So that has been rescheduled for March 31st at 6 p.m. And the reason that we set it for 6 p.m. is because there will be a rather lengthy agenda. This will be a joint work session between the County Commission and the Board of Education. It's been a long time since we've had anything like that. And the purpose of this is to explain to the commissioners what are the particular details of the settlement between the Board of Education and the United States Department of Justice, what's included in that settlement, in other words, what we have agreed to, as well as to talk about some ways for funding some of those things, which will have a fiscal note attached to them. We also will be talking to the board about the construction of the renovation at Watauga Elementary School. That base bid was approved in the Finance Committee this evening, but yet decisions have to be made about the alternates. We also know that it's incumbent upon the school board and this commission to get the old Springfield Middle School auditorium back to its grandeur that it was when it was built in 1938. Anxious for the Robertson County players to move back in and for that space to be more readily used for this community, something that we're all very proud of. So all those things will be brought up in our work session. Don't anticipate any votes being made that night, but hopefully we'll all leave here much better informed. So I want to thank you for taking time to join us this evening for the March meeting of the Robertson County Commission, and we'll see you back here third Monday in April, April 20th, for the Robertson County Commission.